And we have started again. It has happened to me again. Maurice, I think I should go back and sit there because now every single time I sit here, I am unprepared. Maurice just starts and he's like, and I'm like, hey, I've even forgotten how I used to start. I used to say okay. Now I've not said okay in a long time.
You can start.
No, it is okay. I've still said it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen who are going to be watching the episode? Welcome to yet another episode of the TalkTrack. We are Plot 8B, Gabula Road, the Barrow House, unofficial home of the Car Junkies. Today we're here with Mama Barrow. We're here to... today the conversation...
I'm even like, where is these people? Because this conversation has to be there.
I don't even feel like giving updates from the week. I think people know what has been happening.
The week has weeked.
But let me first do the usual things that we do. You first give me like 2 minutes. In fact, let me even look at the camera for this one. This is serious, by the way. Yes. The TalkTrack is an independent production of the Car Junkies. It's produced, edited, sound mixed, and shot by Maurice, aka Moro, aka aka Nolonga Mkono Moja, aka the OG Car Junkie, aka the father of the car bike, aka the giver of the best nicknames, aka Professor, aka the only Rastafarian. The only Munyankore Rastafarian. And I'm your host for the evening. My name is Roy, the Alchemist. You can call me the host with the most, aka Kamada, aka Nofachine BNC, aka Ochawa Giramaniyu, aka Oechigege, aka Consultant, aka Mutiaba. I said Alchemist. I always start with Alchemist, aka Mutiaba. We have names. We don't own any of the rights to the music you're going to be hearing playing in the background. And again, all the opinions presented on the TalkTrack are not affiliated or do not represent any of the entities affiliated with the TalkTrack. That is the Barrow House or the Car Junkies. These are opinions we present from our lived and learned experiences and perspectives. Why are you saying that? Don't give a disclaimer now. You give the disclaimer after the disclaimer. We're being serious. Now it has gone. But if you'd like to engage with us, if you want to talk to us, if you want to leave feedback, if you want to leave a comment, please check us out on our socials at TalkTrack UG on YouTube. And by the way, for all the people that have been tuning into the episodes, all the people that have been watching, we thank you so much. We don't take it for granted. You're the people that keep us going. So please, feel free. Always, I know we're all busy people, but on those days in the office, boy, watch the TalkTrack.
Tomorrow is holiday.
Tomorrow is, by the way, tomorrow is a holiday. So yes, you tune in and watch. Do I give updates or we just go straight into the topic?
It's okay.
I give updates, but nothing has been happening honestly this week.
Oh, it's the usual.
Oh yeah, it's the Valentine's. Valentine's. People drank. People had a good time.
We forgot to request for songs. We just drank.
What happened? Cue list did not cue list.
We were curious. We even talked about the songs we want. Midway, we realized we're just drinking.
But you remember from Thursday, you kept saying, even on Thursday during karaoke, you're like, that is now cue list. That is cue list. What happened?
Cue list, I'd forgotten.
You had a list of like 16 songs.
I forgot.
It is okay. Southern comforts. Woo-wee.
Funny thing is, this is bringing us to your topic.
Yeah.
So someone goes, oh, what is that you're drinking? I go, Southern Comfort. He's like,
First sign. Comfort down south.
I cannot say. Okay, I'm serious. Okay.
We are very serious now. Rowena, don't laugh. So, Rowena, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank
You're good, eh?
But now lately at my age, like I told you, you parted today, you hibernate for 2 days. Jaco, I'm not allowing. On weekend, I must suffer through it.
Yes.
Hibernate.
No.
Thank God tomorrow is a public holiday.
You see, last Sunday, and I really appreciate you for being here this Sunday, because last Sunday...
I was in hibernation.
Yeah. After that phone call we had, I just told everyone, let us not expect her today. Took 3 words you said, I am suffering. I said, Rowena never says that. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's how you know.
Let us talk about our exes in the absence of Mama
Evening
Baro.
of our days.
Cheers. Cheers.
Disco.
But disco light. Hey, today they are not on. Anyway.
Bye, John.
Rowena. I feel no updates needed. People had good Valentines, people had bad Valentines. Kasuko said if you did not get a gift on Valentine's, don't worry, ma'am. You are not sweet.
Some of these holidays are not ours. You leave us.
Kasuko said if you don't get a gift on Valentine's, don't worry, ma'am. You are not sweet.
Mamanzi.
Era. By Kasuko's measures, if you did not get anything for Valentine's,
no, guys.
Guys,
no.
You are not.
I'm one of those
not
chicks
sweet.
who low-key feel like it's overrated, but at the same time, the gestures. But guys, every day should be Valentine's. If you have someone you love is someone you always want to see happy. You're smiling. Like that's the small details.
You're putting people on pressure now. Every day must be Valentine's Day.
Every day must be a day where your partner feels they're loved. You don't have to
That
buy
is true.
because
Don't be special occasions.
Honestly,
Consistency is key.
It is key.
It is very what?
Very key.
Very key. Rowena, let's make like that song and talk about sex.
Let's talk about sex.
That one.
Let's talk about
When I was thinking about the topic the whole week, that is the only song that came to my head.
Roy was thinking about sex the whole week.
I mean,
it was Valentine's coming.
Of course.
Don't call us in November for baby showers.
I will still, if they have, I will call. I tell you, you'll be the first on the list. Rue, do you mind organizing?
I make a very good auntie, by the way.
No, not yet.
I make a good auntie.
You make a good auntie.
Low key, but
I've seen it like in broad daylight happen, even at night. But it is okay. Anyway,
you're fearing to ask me questions.
I am not fearing to ask you questions. We're just talking. You see, sometimes you must marinate. You know, like those things when you want to borrow money from a friend. You start telling them, how have you been? I remember last time you told me about how are those things going?
That's January.
Black January, it has been hard. Anyway, do you have like a 70 you can give me? We shall see how to sort ourselves. But imagine you just called him, bro, I need 70K. No, you have to sweet talk, marinate. Now let us talk about the hard things. I decided that this month, the key word for the month is kuchankalanya. Yes, we are going to talk about things that people do not want to talk about because they're essential and they're important. So speaking about sex, let's start with the most common. Okay, not the most common question, but something that
is common. It's
not common, but I feel like it's something we never really address. So straight out the gates. And this is something I'd asked you before, but I feel like now the viewers and you should say it on the mic. My first question for tonight is bad sex fixable? Or it's just it's a red flag? Okay, here's the thing. Okay, sex is sex. Let's start from there. But in your opinion, is bad sex fixable or it's just a red flag? And mind you, we are all aware of the fact that even when you're with a person that you have good sex with, there is a day that is going to be a bad sex day, right?
Of course, yeah.
So, like factoring in all that, like is bad sex fixable or it's a red flag?
I started by red flag in the sense of if you cannot talk about it, you're in the wrong place. Why are you there?
Wait, remember, leave alone. We've not even gotten to the point where we talk about it. We're just saying, okay, today you've had sex, it's bad sex.
I may not come back. Unless
Tell me.
We've been having good sex. And then that once in a while, it happens. Even I can also give you bad sex.
So what if
it also? But I mean, like if it's the first time
and it's
low
bad
key,
sex,
are we talking about you're with someone you really want, or just these things?
I mean, there's a lot of factors to put into consideration. It could be
if I am just going to have it, and there's nothing like, I want this person or what.
Yeah.
It better be nice, because why am I coming back? And I think it goes for all of us, men and women.
Yeah.
If it is someone you care about or someone you love, by default, most cases it will be good because it is deeper than just the physical. You like this person, so you actually want to be there. And then if you're together with someone and if you can't talk about it, why are you there? It means you're not supposed to be there, because with a person that you like and you keep having sex with, you're supposed to have some of these conversations. For example, are you okay? What's happened?
Yeah.
How was the mood? Mood ya fudeti? Are you mad at me?
But that's a very important question to ask.
Like, you be there and because if I cannot have the conversation with you, what am I doing there?
Yeah.
I mean, why? It means I'm not comfortable enough to have the conversation. Same applies to you. But I think it depends. I will speak as... Anyway.
No.
Because we have 20-year-olds who have more experience. But here's the thing. In my 20s, it was more...
Pause. Morris, did she just say we have 20-year-olds who have more experience?
Yeah. The eras in which we grew.
Morris is like...
The times have changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
The times have changed. Now, I'll speak as a girl. I wish there was more girls to speak for.
There's always
in
more
our
girls
20s.
Here. I'm glad today it's a one-on-one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
For most of us, and I bet so many women, and I'm very proud of women today. We openly talk about these things, sex and one. In my 20s, personally, the times when I was younger, it was more about, did I do it right? What am I supposed to do? Maybe I should do this. Maybe it should be, he should. You've not yet learnt your body and what you like. So you go with the flow of what? Most of the women, maybe today's kids have better experience in these things, but most of us, my generations and before, in your 20s, you're figuring it out. It is more about your partner, maybe. It is more about, I need to impress, or, and also you've not yet learnt your bodies. We didn't have conversation about sexuality back then a lot, or amongst women, like how we do today. Today I can sit with girls and we talk and they talk and some of you suffer as our friends, the boys. We tell you some things, we talk about them, we laugh freely.
That is true.
And the luxury that we didn't have in the past. Because even up to now, when you talk about sex, you're freaking horny.
And actually, we're going to get back. We're going to get to that. I have a couple of questions from that, but let me just start from where you stopped.
But it can be fixed. That's why I came in with the word. If you can't have the conversation, why are you there?
So bad sex is not necessarily the end of the world in terms of sexual relationships, as long as you're comfortable enough with the person to have a conversation with them.
Yes.
And this is not just from the point of the ladies, even for the gentlemen.
Yes, you tell someone this is what I like, even in the act. You tell them katijira what you can say, because if you're
Bite my
afraid,
neck.
thank you.
Yes.
If you're afraid to say it, why are you there?
Why?
What are you? You have no business having sex. If you're not telling people what you like.
I actually have two follow-up questions. And do you think that some of that, like our failure to communicate about the things that we desire during sex and about the things that we like during sex, do you think that is brought about by some of the expectations that we have been exposed to and we've grown up with regarding sex, right? Because look at this. We are not having sex from the age we are 12, 13. And of course, there are some people who have done that. Yeah. Some of them against their will. Some of them, maybe they were just exploring. But more often than not, you're not going to learn much at that age. So most of the places that we get exposed to sex, and unfortunately for us right now, and it's for this younger generation, who are more open to sexuality, but let's talk about for our generation, for slightly older people. There were two avenues in which, maybe three avenues in which you really got exposed to sex, right? Either you were in a relationship, right? Which for most cases,
was a little
if we're talking about the African perspective, 17, 16, I don't think so. Let's talk 20s, 21, 22, 23, right? That is when you started exploring what sex was.
Understanding exactly what that was.
Or what that was, okay? So maybe the only other two avenues for sexual exposure that you had were porn, right? Which also creates its own sort of expectations of what sex is. And
very different from the real thing.
From the real thing. And then you have maybe the movies that we watched. Like, some of the sex scenes within the movies also kind of painted a picture,
Nice.
especially for people who have not had sex before. They painted the picture of, okay, this is what sex should be like, right?
That's true.
So, I'm going to,
Imagine we would have movies and like series and like sitcoms, and no, sitcoms were quite very
yeah, there were
but
PG.
we had like what do they call them? Oh dear, soaps. Like Sunset Beach, the bed would come from nowhere.
So my question to you after...
So people's understanding of sex then probably was you go to the bed. People were not exploring. People were not, doing.
Yeah, so...
It became a crime to try things everywhere.
What is the most unrealistic thing in your opinion? And this is again from your perspective and the things that you've gone through. What is the most unrealistic thing that movies and books and porn and all that stuff? What are some of the most unrealistic things that those avenues taught us about sex when we were growing up?
So these things are different because see, if you have a book, most of them are going to be romance, no? I've never read a book that is,
50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
365 days.
It was more detailed than the movie, actually. 365 days, yes. So, it's either going to be romance, yeah, where everyone thinks, oh my God, but how did the kids happen? I keep telling people, let's not. It's okay to talk about these things. And then you have like the 365, you have the 50 Shades of Grey, you have the sex life. Those are even moderate, yeah? Polar, and that's them daring themselves. But those things are going to give you a different picture from, for example, porn. You get the other hand, people are acting. It's like wrestling. I compare porn to wrestling because
it makes you think you can fight even when you can't.
I do love wrestling though.
No, wrestling is very interesting. It's very interesting.
When I was growing up, I used to think legit that's what goes down, like something. And then you realize, okay, they're just exaggerating some of these moves and some of these, for the sake of getting viewership or getting some sort of, hype around something. Yeah. And we end up have you watched Sex Sent Me to the ER?
No.
The reality show.
That was on TLC.
TLC, yeah.
TLC likes those things.
Yeah, I know. Weird things.
No, first wait.
So
first
you
pause.
watch some random things.
Yeah.
You go and get a candle, you burn your friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't burn each other.
Guys go for massages. They're expecting extra stuff. I'll not mention but
yeah.
So when you think about it, I think it's more about understanding your body, because if you know what you like, that means it's very easy for you to adapt and understand your partner as well, what they like. Because like I said, if you can't talk about it and it is strange to you, where are you there? And that's the key part, because sex is a beautiful thing. That's why I asked you, is it for just banging so slowly, little, or it's for the person you love and you like and all of that? Because it's going to differ. If it's for slowly, little, or just, and it's not good day one, because I may not have the time or care to engage you in that conversation, I'll go. Yeah.
So I'd like to speak on that. When you think about it, what's the most unrealistic thing that movies and all that has taught us about sex? Me, in my opinion, is that sex is perfect. That is the one thing. Because remember, like you said, with porn, they're catering to a viewership, right? So obviously, there's certain criteria that must be met or should be met for that experience to be palatable for a viewer, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and deny that I've never watched porn, because if my mother watches this episode, Mama, okay. I need to talk to my siblings, make sure she does not watch this. Yeah. But It's catering to a certain to a certain audience, and so therefore it has to be made palatable for that audience, right? And in some way, shape, or form, yes, there is some bit of perfectionism attached to it. It's acting.
Because it's acting.
Yeah. So there's some, even the positions and stuff like.
Because the act itself, right, there's a lot of turning and twist that goes on in between. Like, okay.
Yeah, like I'm not comfortable. Okay, my hand is here badly, right? And so when you look at it in the movies, we tend to forget, okay, so the movies will romanticize it.
Yeah.
Like you said, the movies will romanticize it. It's all perfect. There is a bed. For some reason,
from nowhere.
there is nothing breakable on the table, so you can sweep all things off the table and, have someone on documents, right? And so it has always painted this image that sex is perfect. When in the actual reality of things, it's not. Okay, there's days when you're going to have amazing sex, and there's days when you're going to have messy sex, and not messy sex in the sense that the sex is bad. Messy sex in the sense that you're there and someone tells you, "Nah, bruh, I'm uncomfortable. Let's."
Yeah.
Or even I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. Let's.
Hungry.
Hey.
About eating.
Then the hunger.
Ladies and gentlemen, first eat.
You be there.
But also don't overeat because you'll be bloated.
You're like, babe. First kitchen. The pause.
But at the same time, you can't overeat. You say it's
exactly.
tricky.
No, but my thing is, sex is messy.
It is messy.
Sex is messy. Like you're gonna have perfect sex. There's a day when everything is just going to align right. And everything works out, and the twists and turns, you land in the perfect positions, and everyone is happy. You're all in sync. Put this side, they put that side. Like everything is nice. And then you internalize that and think, okay, it should be like that all the time. And then one day, they want to put one leg this side, and after 2 seconds, they tell you, I am not okay.
I can't.
I can't.
I have a cramp in the
have
leg.
a cramp. Like, pause, guy. Pause. I have a stitch. I have a stitch. Hold up. This shit hurts actually.
That's what I'm telling you.
Right now. Muscle pull.
Muscle pull. That's really exercising.
You got in a muscle pull during. Like, pause.
But let me tell you, and that's why I was saying, like, when you're in your 20s, guys, don't get us wrong when we say 20s. It's not a bad thing. But for both men and women, as you get older, you begin to discover yourself.
Yeah.
What you like, what you don't like. Sometimes you're going to get a partner who likes certain things. It may not work for you. But then if it doesn't work for you, be like, hey, if you can't talk about it, because we are at an age where the sex must be good, I'm not going to be wasting my whole 30, 40, the 1 hour, 2 for just, it must be worth it. So if you can't talk to someone, leave. If they don't like something and you keep engaging them and they don't get, this is for me what I like. Yeah. Because also sex comes with compromise.
True.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep doing what you like. How about you? What I like? At some point, there is... sex is like any relationship where you meet at a certain point. You have to... Now, if someone is asking from you something, Mazimanga, you're like, Techisoboka, leave. Because this is what's going to happen. They're not going to be amused. They will keep quiet until you arrive. And then again, okay. But before you know it, both for men and women, because someone is like, if I like a Southern cuisine, cheers to Southern comfort. If I like
Southern cuisine.
Hey.
But the Southern cuisine is nice.
It is nice.
It is nice.
And then I tell you,
for those of you wondering what Southern cuisine is, come talk to us at the Barrow House. We'll explain. Proceed,
it's a whole story.
It's a whole story.
And you don't like Southern cuisine, okay? And I keep telling you, hey, I do like Southern cuisine. So, but the important part about some of these things, anything in sex, hygiene. So you find that I'm very... I'm going to be very, okay, I need to be here, make sure hygienically or whatever. But for you, it even doesn't matter whether hygienically or not, into just picturing. Maybe from your trauma, from past experiences. Or if someone likes, like, if someone likes, like, there's so many things people like. Some of the things creep you out. Like for me, if the things creep me out, I'm like, boss, I had to come out because I'm not about to be as if my life. No, I'm not here for aerobics, but
gymnastics.
Hey. But you need to engage your partners. Otherwise, why are you there? About it until the partner is. You say, boss, at this point, if we can't meet halfway, So anyway, sex is supposed to be enjoyable. As you get older, you know what you like, you know how you like it, you know where, and all those things. And that is why I keep telling people, sex is nice when you're older, because you know what you like. In our 20s, we are figuring it out. We are worried, even men, by the way, be worried about, is the chick going to enjoy this? So you're both there trying to have sex, but you're all thinking in your minds, or if I do like this, you even start making siren sounds for nothing.
Yeah.
Then the person doesn't necessarily like that. And remember the body, when the body is happy, when the body is enjoying itself, there are things you're not going to act out.
Yeah.
It's going to naturally,
happen. Yeah.
And remember, when you're with someone who's also enjoying having sex with you, you can tell your partner's body, have I lied?
No.
It is like holding hands.
You have not.
You will know that there is tension or comfortability or, a bit of maybe. So even as you have sex, you can study each other's bodies. Is there tension? Is someone comfortable? Are they over-trying? Are they under-trying? Because if you're with a girl or a woman and you feel like she's just there like a rogue, even you, naturally, like, you know what?
To be the case.
Yeah, you might even start to be okay, but you'll try and say, you're tired. Well, let's have some rest. And that is now a man who's probably experienced or is a little older and has seen, like maybe I don't have to force it. But you see the bodies here, they also...
Yeah. Man, speaking of not forcing, why is it, and we're going to come to why sex is still a taboo, but before we get to that, actually, let's tackle this whole entire conversation in about 5 minutes. Why are we still, even in this day and age, why do we still find it difficult to have open and honest conversations about sex? Because with the exposure that we have, we can't hide away from the fact that sex is part and parcel of our everyday lives. It is in the books we read, it's in the movies we watch, it's in the music we listen to. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B had a whole song about, wet ass pussy. Like WAP, no. There is a song by, I've forgotten the artist, it's called Vagina. So it's
Olivia. Hi to Olivia. Hi darling, we love you and we hope you're well.
Yeah. By the way, special shout out to Olivia. So it's part and parcel of our lives. So why is it still so difficult for us to have open and honest conversations about sex? That's one. Number two, why is it still something that we feel we need to perform at?
So here's the thing. And I think that's why I said now at my age, really, I should be taking all that time to enjoy, not for just for. And because it's society, everything we discuss goes back to society. And I give you an example, like you've seen us, all the girls, your friends, all of us, we talk about it and you guys are like, yo.
I can attest to that.
Yes, but like in the past where you're thinking every time people talk about sex, they're either horny or dealing with something or lonely, but that's not the case. And I love that we're in an era now where people can openly talk about it because it is part of human nature.
Can we?
In fact, not human nature, part of nature.
Can we really talk about it? Because yes, maybe in our circles it's something that we have embraced.
It is good, and I love that in our circles we can.
But generally,
someone is going to start eyeing you every time you make a point. What do you mean steaming? What do you mean?
So why is it
telling your partner?
Why is it still looked at as taboo even in this day and age to talk about sex?
This is a funny thing I discovered, and I used to think the people before us were very
prude.
What's the word? No, like very about it. And then I discovered these guys were wild.
No, they used to talk about it.
Yes, and even do and try things.
Yeah.
Now, as we are thinking.
No, remember back in the day, one of the prime conversations that people used to have with a man that was going to get married or a woman that was going to get married was how to satisfy your partner, because they understood that one of the the key aspects of keeping your partner around was satisfaction. So you had to know how to satisfy your partner. That is why you remember back in the day when a bride would be going to on her wedding night and the singer would be in the room and is telling let me even come in and show you.
Yes. And
how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, and the thing is, we think they were very subtle. First of all, let me tell you, even the way we move in dance shows us that as we are thinking, we are here, we are very, you should be very minimalist. That's a Gen Z word, no? So, minimalism. You go and check your dances, ancestors that we are still dancing. Check every dance.
I can
it deals with the lower half or the upper half.
No, it's actually mostly the lower half.
Mostly lower, yes. Yeah. But we also work with, rhythm and moving those, that was the agenda. Even the guys' versions is to show you, hey,
I have energy.
And but then not every time that energy is going to listen to each other. Even energy, just be there pumping as if you pump whatever in a balloon. Never ending story. So
by the way, if you're wondering why we are laughing, producer in our comments. Producer Sura, just one. Anyway.
So these are things that, you see, things like dance and music are part of who we are as a people.
Yeah.
The choices of words. And I mean, I don't know when we started being, okay, I understand, and I don't want to bring in religion, I'll be mad with words. But like, what do you mean? Being minimalist and all that. We're meant to celebrate our bodies, both men and the women. That is why you see, I want to be double. I should have been in an era. Because today we have a lot of double standards. And I wish we can be more open. There is nothing wrong with sex. Sex is part of nature. That is why, naturally, you don't even have to learn or be taught. The monkey, when you're passing there in the neighborhood, the dogs in the neighborhood, any living freaking thing. Now, someone was telling me, it's a basic need.
Like I said, the producer in a comment,
someone was telling us yesterday that they have a monitor lizard as a subtitles. Pet. Our friend was, I think
who had the monitor lizard as a pet?
Mention his name. Gundi Bagot. It's like he was like, I have a monitor lizard for a pet. But,
why?
And it was pregnant from nowhere. I said, by the way, that is the pathogenesis. If the man is not there, it self-nannies and gives birth. But they're to both the male and. So the thing is, these are things we can't avoid. It is part of humanity. If it is that shameful, we would not be here. You people. We would not be here. You don't know where you are created from, in the shower, maybe the kitchen. I don't know.
So random party. Why are we so scared to have open and honest conversations about it?
We're pretenders, we are lying. Because let me tell you, honestly, so why are you getting married if you're not going to give action? Why, yeah. Like, we are pretending, because even marriage in itself, one of the core things that come with it is sex. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The societies we grew up in, but those same societies we grew up in, they had us, no? People are we pretend not to talk about things because maybe, and I'm going to speak as a woman from a background of, if you spoke about it, I've repeated this several times, it means you know too much. It means, You sleep around because how do you know these things? You get? And that's the issue. People fear to talk about sex as if it's a problem, but we are here because our great-grandparents also had sex, and their great-great-grandparents had sex, and their great-great-great in the fields, by the way. So,
Rice field quickie. Hey,
you even surprised in shock. How did I get pregnant? I need Kalito. Now, we... Do you know how much? Do you know the hurt? And I assume if I ever got pregnant with Kalito, I would be so hurt. Because why didn't I enjoy it properly?
Kalito.
I must have enjoyed it properly for us to have the results. Kalito, you're pregnant. For what? I really enjoy. Sex is not a problem. Humanity would be extinct.
Yeah.
We would not have any other living species. You know, but by the way, why do you think this? Okay, someone's going to say, but you are not a dog. For them, they are saying, F it. They go there in the corner, we will all be like, this guy. The monkeys.
And why?
No, by the way, we need to be honest with ourselves.
So we are pretenders, we are liars. We enjoy the act.
Because
we can
when
joke.
You're there, oh my God, you've entered the marriage. What do you think you're going to do?
You can enjoy the act. You can joke
unless you're giving birth by Parthenogenesis.
Blessed Virgin Mary.
Hey, this is virgin births.
So
they happen generally.
So what I'm getting from this is we as a human species have made it such that we can joke about sex. Mm-hmm. We can watch, material on sex. We can read material on sex. But we all pretend that it's not something
to talk
about mm-hmm. because God forbid
God forbid tomorrow morning we're gonna kid.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the other day. And the thing is, I think I understand where it comes from. It came from a place of control.
That is true. That is very, very true.
Yeah. To sort of go, no. But you see, and this is where I'm going to come in again. Yes, I am your usual feminist. I've come through. They will tell the girls, they'll tell the women, if you talk about sex, you're horny or you're out of control or oh my God. But there's sometimes women, let me tell you, most of the time women enjoy sex probably more than men. Because guess what? Us, we have 4 stages.
I feel like I was going to say...
Find her in ovulation, you start telling her stories. She'll be annoyed with you, by the way. You've never been there and your chick is annoyed because you didn't. And by every right, yes. So the thing is, because it's easy for guys to talk about it, though not every time. It's even harder for women because then people are going to just assume that either she wants, or she's lonely, or or she's here. No. And I want to encourage people to talk about sex because when you're unhappy, why do you think there is cheating in marriages? You think it's usually love?
Talk about what you like. Give your...
Someone can go for Kalito, ends up falling in love.
Kalito. Mm-hmm. By the way, Kalito, the way you're saying it. Uh-huh. This episode is proudly sponsored by Southern Comfort. I'm even laughing in the mic. It's going to disturb Morris when he's editing. Ladies and gentlemen, Southern Comfort, promoting intelligent discussions from whenever we started with Southern Comfort. Okay, no, we've gotten to the point where I think it's important to ascertain something that you said. You said, yes, we have gotten to a point where, one, it's okay for us to talk about, it's okay to watch it, it's okay to, engage, but it's not okay for us to talk about it. And you've mentioned a few avenues. There's a position of control, there's judgment from society, there's gender roles and gender expectations where women cannot talk about it, but men can talk about it. Or men cannot talk about it and women can talk about it.
How do you embarrass your man?
How do you embarrass your man talking about sex? Problem. All those things.
All the saying of of you keep your dirty linen
But
away from. It comes from sex. All these things.
Do you feel like there is a change that is emerging, that there is a bit more freedom now that is coming up, that people are more likely to talk about it and embrace it? Or do you feel like we're still somewhere stuck in a cage?
Maybe I'm in my own world as an older woman because I freely talk about it. I will freely engage because what the heck, It's not like I've not done it before. Am I supposed to walk around like some saint? Even the saints did, I think. But, forgive me, Bambi, they're religious people. Now, I feel like in the past, people celebrated sexuality and sensuality. You get your aura, the act. But then let me tell you, the sex begins before the action. You must want it. You must be excited about it. There should be an aura. There should be a feel in the room. Right.
Let me first pause and ask you a question there. When you say excited, and I love that you use the term excited. When you say excited, is it two-way? One, not just excited about it, but excited about the person you're going to be having it with.
Legit.
Okay.
That's a legit point. Because let me tell you, that's why you see, if someone is just having for just, they're either going to start the just and get bored, or end up liking or falling in love with that person. You get? And if they are done and tired with, they move away. And I keep telling people, we make sex as if it's a joke. You can love someone. You don't talk about the issues. You feel like, I want this, you're not doing this, can you do this? You don't talk about them. You cover up every year. You cover up. It's going to reach a point where you're now bored because you're not even going to do what I like. Or you used to be fun. Now you're used to what I'm giving every day. That is why it's important to talk about sex. Try things out. Do new things. Stop asking your partner, where did you learn this one from? What if I went and researched? I don't mean researching. But I might be misunderstood for researching by trying. No. I mean,
proceed with the conversation.
Have you ever done this? Because I read about this, because I heard about this. That's why it's important for people to talk about these things. And then if you don't like it, you're like, okay, fine, we tried. You can never have a problem with your partner when they tried.
Let me first get you there. Speaking of, don't ask your partners where they learn things from, and like researching it. Who is? Let's bring it down back to the genders. In terms of sexual expectations, which gender do you feel is more pressured when it comes to sex, or it's more nuanced?
I want to say it's more nuanced because, see, as a female, I feel more pressure to impress, to be that girl,
Really?
Yeah. A lot of girls are literally in panic mode.
I didn't know that. But see, here's the thing.
It's even worse with a guy you like because you're like, because we have this picture as well, of the guy will not like it and he'll walk away.
So is it?
But I know even men be under pressure.
Of course, so would be under pressure.
It's more nuanced in a way, like
there's something I thought about this week, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. When I bring it down to the basics, and like I said, I know it's more nuanced than that, but when I bring it down to the basics, I feel like men are more pressured to perform, and women are more pressured to provide.
Yeah, like both ways in the sex aspect. Like, the man expects that I'm going to feel or do certain things, or the feel. So also the man is going to feel like, that's why some of them be there like they're pumping balloons. Because in his mind, I must...
He must what?
Guy, I'm a rugby field, you get.
So you
I need to impress. Let me tell you by the way. And I like this generation of men. They know that they have to also, like how a peacock does.
Come to me.
You give signs properly. So, but when you like, and I think sex is easier when you like someone. Bottom line.
Really? I feel no.
It's easier because you like someone, you even skip the flaws.
No, but I feel like when you like someone, there is a bit more to lose in the sense that if it's bad, then there's a lot of there's
when
that
you
pressure.
like someone, especially I mean by you like each other, not one party. You easily, because you're focusing on each other, you don't even think about now have I. In the beginning, maybe. You see, that's why I told you, if it's just like a one night pola, hey, you don't even care if it was good or not good unless you've not had it in forever. You get? But with someone you like, there are things, you see, sex it's not just the physical. Pump, what, You're happy, you're with that person, even just being there is jittery and stuff. You're like, love or wanting or caring for someone adds onto it. It makes the package better. Because then you're more willing to let go. You're more free. You're more comfortable. Okay? Yes, you do.
The producer said you come quickly.
Yeah, because you're comfortable with each other's bodies.
That is true.
You can tell that your person that you love. We are there.
We are soon. We are soon.
Before you know it, you're not even talking about it. I think we reach stages of talking about it when you've been together for quite a while, and maybe it's now, But when you're with someone you love, and especially, and I keep saying it, if you're still in love properly, you still have the spark. I've seen people 6-7 years, they still have the spark.
Yeah.
It's not too much work. You live along the slow days. They're there. You're tired, you're stressed with work, what? You're stressed with some family issues. That makes sense. You understand? Because that is when the topic of coming in to have a conversation comes through. If you can't talk, why are you there?
True.
Because at the end of the day, you need to meet somewhere and say, okay, yeah, but I like this. Even you yourself, do you know when you like someone, you realize, okay, maybe now it's getting boring. This person is. So you try with things also. Even then they try. That's when you know you're all trying. Yeah? The problem is we have issues of trust in this world.
Anyway, speaking of, and you said, I like that you brought in the aspect of long-term relationships and the spark. So, in your opinion,
the spark, try different guys.
In your opinion, especially with long-term relationships now, because the way we've been talking about sex is mostly for, but when you've been with this person for, let's say, an extended period of time, 10, 15, that kind of time, after a while,
you know them.
Yeah, you know them.
Every inch of them.
Yeah. So how does physical intimacy, how does sex evolve, especially in those long-term relationships? How does it evolve, for it to keep it continuously engaging? And then also, remember, you talked about the spark. But much like love, and we shall talk about love at some point during this year, how it's so exciting in those initial stages because you have that spark and you have that excitement. But after a while, you get back to the nitty-gritty where, it becomes an everyday thing. That spark has died. Now you have to keep choosing this person every day. So for long-term relationships, one, how does physical intimacy, how does sex evolve to stay meaningful, but also to how does it, and I know you've been in a long-term relationship, so you're the best person to answer this question. How do you keep it meaningful beyond that initial spark?
Now, when I started with the word talk about it, in the beginning, everyone doesn't want to show that they question their potential or what they can bring to the table. But eventually, because you're like, okay, I want this, my partner doesn't like this, or they like this, but I'm not comfortable with it. You get to talk about it. So you try different things. And that's the beauty of it, when you keep trying different things. Because you see, every time you see that person and your heart still does tutu, that is something. It may not be tutu like before, but as long as it still does tutu.
Where it still does what?
As long as the heart still does tutu.
Tutu.
Hey, you keep trying. You get. So, I think for me, there's so many things you can try in relationships. And I love that we're in a world. How do you think the toy world is surviving?
The toy world? You see, when you say toy, you have to be specific.
Adult.
Oh, that is good. That is very...
Whoever came up with the idea was like, guys, for so many reasons. But you need to be willing to try things. Not everyone, I'm not saying everyone try. Okay? It means sometimes you're going to do some weird, awkward things. You even laugh about it by the end of it. You're like, need for it to fact. You know? And when you hear people say you must be friends to someone, it is actually not a lie. Because if I do not like you, what am I doing with you? What? Even like a one night thingy, those things that people say, just trying. You must have some sort of interest or liking to someone. You cannot tell me you're going to have a car just with someone you don't like. Unless you're pretending you don't like them. So something must stay in that long term. You started off with excitement, but probably you're still friends. You actually still like this person. At least you like them. You know? So you don't hate them. That's why people break up. Because if I hate you, it is over. And you need to keep the spark going because you try something. I take long to ask wakajewa. Because wakajewa, if I'm enjoying, we shall talk about it after. Because I might also have, like how we sit with girls, you've seen it. Even with you guys, there are things we've probably discussed with you guys, as the girls, your friends. And you're like, oh. It doesn't mean that you went and practiced it. But example, you have friends, girls, or the guys, even you guys sometimes tell stories, but we speak more than you guys about these matters. But so you begin to say, oh, so you mean if I do this? So you mean this is how it is? So you even go to your partner and say, I've sort of picked onto this. Can we? Because if you can't have that conversation, why are you there? It's a very simple thing. But the world is not as simple. However, because I'm going to question.
I read.
Yeah. But the spark to keep going means that you still want this person. It can get boring, but if you still like the person, in the moments of those every here and there boring sex moments, there's going to be a moment where she shows up, you're like, yeah, that's the one. Or him, you're like, that's the one. And remember, sex is therapy. It is therapy. And it is much more productive if it is with someone you care about. Okay, don't love them, but care. Because it all balances out somehow. It is more therapeutic. Because, why they use the word release. In any form of talking, release me. You have released, they've released, It's sort of like, you get it? Fix me. Because, producer in a comment. So, when you release, it is like, it's therapeutic. That is why you see couples who are fighting every day, every week, you will not get yourselves to have sex. If you do, it is not probably good because it is tense. Yeah. But if you still have the spark and you actually go ahead and have the sex, you even start saying, what was it? What were we fighting? About what again? Because your partner knows and you see the beauty of long term. They know every inch of you. They know what is going to turn you on. They know what is going to, that spark. You get, that's the beauty because you're now not gambling, So by the time all of that happens, someone feels comfortable and safe around you. But the key word for sex is feeling safe and comfortable. Whether you're long term, whether you're for just a little, when you're safe around someone, it feels right and it feels good. Now remember, the brain sends signals. We were talking about this with Jones yesterday. The brain sends signals. You begin to panic when something is not right. You feel safe and comfortable when everything feels right. So I don't know why we fear to talk about sex and oh my God, sex. And everyone is freaking having sex apart from the late ones. God, Jesus. Let's leave alone the young people. We live this 18-year, 19. Someone was telling me 19 is an adult. So what?
Yeah.
It is still teen. So anyway, we need, when you know your partner, it's like knowing your partner's moods. And by that, let me tell you guys, what to the men. We have four phases. The whole month, 1, 2, 3, 4, what stages, ovulation, what period. Let you all learn these things because it may seem like, oh, ew. That is only if you're 20. But it is going to help your love life. Because you know, oh, now she's in the mood.
Yeah, there.
Or now she, you know, the same way even women will handle their men. Kati ono bwendeta kino ajja kula bwati kati kasooke muweyo ka stiiki ka gundi kali wali ku gundi asooka ali akute bulungi. So everyone, but let me tell you, in this world, everything is politics, including sex.
Let's not go there. Let me ask you one very interesting question. With everything that you've said, if you were to break it down, if you were to bring it down to the basics, is great sex about communication? Is it about chemistry, or it's about curiosity?
Jesus, all of us are right in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Communication, because I'm telling you what I like, you're telling me what I want, and it may not even be verbal. It is while you're in the act of, you know, foreplay or whatever, the body language. That's why we use body language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's also communication. If I don't like it, you'll know. I'll tense up. I will, you know, sort of. And curiosity, of course. No curiosity came to the cat. You ask some of us girls, ask a couple of girls. Sometimes you're like, we thought.
Yeah.
Like you go in the gym and mag properly. We have a question mark. Not everyone, I don't know. We are just there. So curiosity of does it match? Okay. Even just your energy. Good vibes. But people usually have good vibes. You may not be an extrovert. You may be an introvert, but you're good vibes. Vibes. I told you, all these things are emotions, feelings, attachments, blah, 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 comfortability, safety, you know? When you feel safe, you're like, hey. So, what was the third one?
There was
curiosity,
chemistry.
Oh, chemistries. Chemistry is going to lead to communication. Because if the chemistry is right, your body is going to speak. By the way, you don't even have to say anything. Because you're chemistrying.
The chemist is chemisting.
Yes.
Our chemist.
You're not going to, because the chemistry means you're going to see the body, you're going to see the way someone. But let me tell you, anyway, maybe just because I'm okay. But
Ren.
You need to, guys, sex, you should take it seriously. You need to plan.
Okay. Producer said we have 3 minutes. So in those 3 minutes, give me in 1 minute just to sign us off. Because I know a lot of people who have not attended today are going to come back next week and tell us, oh my God,
we need to demand. The one was demanding for part 2 for
part 2 of X's, which we shall have.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are going to demand for a part 2 of this conversation. But for tonight, just to sign us off in about a minute, if sex came with an instruction manual, like the manual had chapters, what's one chapter everyone should read?
Not one. Communication, body language, hygiene.
What you read? Communication, body language, hygiene. Those hygiene should have. Producer has said hygiene should have come. By the way,
yes, it is true. Because if I'm from my monthlies, and by that I mean I don't fear to talk about this thing.
Yeah.
If I'm from my monthlies, I wish, and I know, you see, maybe our grandmothers used to tell us, even our mothers, you steam yourself down there. The people now think it's a Western thing, but it came from here. Get a few rose petals, some rosemary. You sit and warm it up. Let it take out all of that.
Eat pineapples.
Yeah, eat pineapples too. But you see, there's a lot of things we shall tell you, but the one thing I know works in terms of hygiene is steaming at least every once a month, especially after your monthlies. There are 13 moons. Watch the moon. Between this time, I was telling Maurice the other day that in 2 weeks the full moon is coming. You need, if you didn't, most people were ovulation week last week. Well, within that, between last week and this week. Yeah? Guys, learn these things. Learn your women's calendars because her calendar is going to affect you. You're going to affect her calendar. And this hygiene goes for both men and women. Because we are carriers. Guys are carriers as we then result. But let's be honest, because the thing is, and if I notice that my partner then, because, most times men feel embarrassed and they flip it onto the women. I'm going to ask you, boss, what is going on? Ask these questions. I don't want to be there and you're mad at me, you've gallivanted. Me, I'm giving results. You get? And sometimes, like for women, it's after the month, it's the yeast, it's the what. You know how your body should be handled. When do I use the liners? Should I use the liners? Should I this? Should I? Steaming, however. Steaming. Steaming is important. Even before the action. For example, if you love the southern
cuisine. Southern cuisine. The word is southern cuisine.
Southern cuisine.
No, but even southern comfort can work, by the way. It can be, southern comfort.
So, just because sit on there.
It's comfortable. Ish.
Try everything
For me,
with your partner. Well,
kill me.
Let me tell you.
Kill me. Sit on me. It is okay.
You try things out. We're in a world where people are in the toy industry for some reason. Be with your partner. Try it out together. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to be over talking. And it doesn't mean that every time you do it, it's perfect. We've established this. But the fact that you're trying to make it exciting...
So,
talk about it. There's no shame.
Bottom line is we need to go away from trying to make it a perfect experience to try and keep it an exciting experience. And sometimes exciting will mean a little messy, but you come away from it with, more enlightened, more...
If that body was not meant to do those things...
It would not do them.
It would not do them.
And on that note, have you heard?
So messy is not bad.
Messy is not bad. Lionel Messi. Messi is not bad.
So you need to, I think we need to be more comfortable and more open and more free about our sensuality, about our sexuality. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? Take care of your sexual life. Enjoy it. If you want to gallivant, you also think about that part also. It's another story. 1st December we shall talk. But by that I mean from your hygiene to communication to at least care about the part. I can't if I don't. Anyway, I wish the girls were here. So it is okay to talk about it.
They'll be here on Sunday.
There is no shame. Let me tell you, there is no shame. There is no shame. Every day you're there missionary. What is it?
Go to the kitchen.
Producer has said, go to the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen who are viewing,
let's try things, but also when you're in bathrooms, be careful.
Yeah, they are very slippery. But
you guys are very... You're lucky that I don't mind talking about this.
By the way,
let me tell you.
By the way, one day we need to have another camera here so that people see what Maurice is doing behind the camera.
They think we are the ones.
You think we are the ones? Maurice can't be there just because he's holding it.
I know.
By the way, just for our viewers, if you...
And oh, sorry, can I say something? While you still have the spark, please spark away. Because then you're going to have to put in work after.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't be shy about it.
When you spark.
Wrong with celebrating your sensuality and dress how you want, feel how you want. You guys, the world is... Tomorrow we may not be here.
And go to the kitchen.
Kitchen, bathroom, cars, whatever.
Oh my God. Maurice.
Oh, I've oversaid.
Maurice, we shall start from here next week. Peace out.
I wish my girls were here because guys...
Woo-wee.
I was shy today.
You are shy today? That is